Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We talk a lot about mortgages, and we talk a lot about refinances. A lot going on here locally in Southern California. Anybody who's out there is very well aware of the fires that we are experiencing and how it's affecting both health, animals, people getting around, getting to work. The studio where we do our recording each and every week is inundated with not only smoke, but also very frightened people trying to, get to work and also protect their homes at the same time. We're in West Ventura, in the city of Ventura, and it's pretty smoky out there. So if you are in my listening area, and certainly that encompasses a lot of Southern California, as well as the great people out there in San Bernardino, Riverside counties, hi everybody out there at KCAA, KMET, and the Roadrunner. But if you are seeing us on iHeartRadio or through our website or through YouTube at Financing Mortgage, you know that we reach a lot of different people. And events like this, like a unexpected fire, came out of nowhere in a very unusual circumstance in Southern California. What happens if you're in a loan, if you're trying to get a loan, if you're trying to buy a house, maybe you're trying to sell a house, you're in the middle of an escrow, and all of a sudden the lender calls up and says, look, we're not lending over there until we get a reinspection on the property. You've got people waiting for the property to close. You've got all kinds of demands on the schedule that's supposedly intact as a result of the contract signed for real estate purchase. What happens in those cases? What happens in any of these cases? Well, in most contracts, of course, everyone knows about the God clause, which basically means act of God, something that happens beyond the control. And in Southern California, there are many of these things. Today we're dealing with fire. Tomorrow we could be dealing with flooding, and certainly earthquakes in January, February, March are always the earthquake season, although they can come at any time. Anybody that's lived in Southern California knows that we experience thousands of these, small ones, but every year all across the state, and certainly here in the Southern California, San Bernardino, Riverside areas, certainly Los Angeles County, Orange County, and all the way up to Ventura County and further up to Santa Barbara County. What happens in these cases? A lot of people just have to take a deep breath and relax, because nothing is going to make a bank lend on a property they're not quite sure about. And certainly in a weather event, that one we're having now, they want to have re-inspections. Certainly FHA sent out an email 3 days ago talking about the fires in Southern California, certainly in Ventura County, saying that they will not be funding any loans. I have currently several loans in escrow awaiting closure based on the loan. However, we need an FHA inspection to come out to the property to make sure there's no damage, make sure that the property is still there. Now, we've had this happen both in Florida with the flooding and the hurricane there, as well as in Texas, in Houston. We have licenses in all those states. And this is what happens when we deal in weather-related issues for weather-related problems in a loan, and a loan you want to close. So everyone's just got to take a deep breath and relax and try to, I hate the pun here, but weather the storm of these horrific acts that nobody has control over. I think when you're involved in it, you get caught up in so many different kinds of things. And I imagine if you're out there right now and you're experiencing these type of problems, and you're also trying to sell your house or you're in an escrow to buy a house, you're very stressed out. There are several ways that you can deal with stress. One of the things I wanted to talk about just quickly, I have an index from a book that I've read recently about managing stress and how to deal with stress on a major level. There are on this particular list, how many are there? There are 42 different things that cause stress, and they have a level of stress. And this is a stress test by which you can, take and see where your stress level is. The book is about managing stress in difficult times, and certainly this weather-related incident here, which has taken place over the last 3 to 5 days, and probably is going to go on in the indefinite future, certainly locally here up in the Ojai area, and certainly in Ventura County. It's a terrible situation, but anybody in Southern California, as I say, as well as Colorado or up in Washington State, certainly any of the western states, they know fire. And fire can just burn out of control for day after day after day. And the winds whip up, and especially during the Santa Ana conditions, they are horrific. And they are looking to hopefully calm down by tomorrow. There are events all over, as well as schools canceled because of this. And so, as I said, if you're in San Bernardino, Riverside, and you're very glad that the fires haven't spread out to there, they are also down in San Diego County, inland from there, and certainly all the way up through Ventura County, up into Santa Barbara County. There have been fires, 6 or 7 burning out of control here in the area. So if you're listening to me and you're part of that whole stress thing, I totally understand it. I want to talk about some other stressful issues that come up in your life, which you have to really pay attention to, and then what to do about them. Daryl, I want to bring you on and just talk a little bit about a few of them.
Sure.
Obviously, death in the family, death of a spouse is one of the major ones. If there's a scale here of 1 to 100, the top 10, obviously, the first 2 I mentioned, but what do you think some of the other ones might be in terms of stressful situations that would rank in the top 10 on a scale of 1 to 100?
Well, money and financing, certainly.
Certainly, and if you're in an escrow right now, and it even has in this particular list, and there are, like I say, there is 42 of these things in the list. Taking out a loan for a lesser purchase, or taking out a mortgage or a mortgage purchase, anything to do with money, these are on a scale of 1 to 100, listed as 31 and 17 respectively. And if you're in a foreclosure process, that is on a 30. Now, if you consider your stress level, I mean, what is your stress level on a daily basis?
I'd say it's pretty high.
It's pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're sitting right now in the middle of a smoke area. You have your family here, and obviously there's a lot of concern for that.
That's part of it. You know, we certainly were standing a vigil literally at the front door. We had flames within 1,500 feet of the house.
Well, tell me about the vigil. What did you do? You were telling me off air a little bit about it, but I think it's really interesting because everyone has to handle these things a little bit differently. You were ordered to evacuate. Tell us a little bit about the story.
Well, Monday night there was a mandatory evacuation, and we, saluted smartly and left. The people that had been here 30 years in the neighborhood said, there's really no need. There's no reason to leave. But
right.
We did leave. We went to the evacuation center. There was no way we were getting in there because of the line of cars on the outside, probably 2 miles long.
Right.
So we sort of sat on the outskirts. There were 260,000 homes without power, including all the businesses, all the gas stations, and so we weren't going anywhere soon, as far as that's concerned. But we did come back to the residence at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 72 hours without power. Can't drink the tap water, where it's under a boil order. The only thing that we had, obviously, is natural gas and enough battery power to keep our cell phones charged up, so we were able to keep our thumb on the news. But literally, we were watching the hill behind us burn down to the edge of the neighborhood, and we are literally 10 houses away from the edge.
Yeah, unbelievable. Really, I saw a video on YouTube about this drive up the 405 when over by the
Skirball.
The Getty Museum. Yeah. The whole hill was on fire. It was apocalyptic. It looked as if the earth was about ready to burn up. It was unbelievable.
Well, even when the flames weren't here, the smoke and ash made it look like nuclear winter out there.
It's terrible. I mean, anybody that has any kind of respiratory issues or any health issues, and health comes up on this list as 44% of stress, that in turn obviously is another stress-making thing, plus the fire, plus other things that you have to deal with, and currently you're still dealing with it.
Plus, if you didn't before, you may now have some issues to deal with as far as health is concerned.
Exactly right. They've canceled a number of the road races that are scheduled for Ventura County. The Santa to the Sea race is obviously done. But if you're out in my listening area, or whether you're out in Las Vegas, you know about these weather-related items, these weather-related issues. And when it comes to your loan and what you need to do about your loan, if you're in one of these situations, just give your loan officer a call. And I'm sure that the bank and the lender both have policies on this, and it's probably in your loan documents as well as your mortgage purchase contract. Anyway, I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising. And according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification in an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We talk mortgages. We talk investments. We talk all things money that can help you either buy or sell real estate in many different areas across the country. The show's being taped in Ventura as well as several other places that we do the show. We are primarily broadcast in San Bernardino, KCAA and KMET, as well as the Roadrunner online. We have some new outlets coming on board very soon. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks very much for listening. We try to bring some timely information to you about this process, also about some of the things that might help you make decisions. One of the guys that has been on the show several times, also done our Las Vegas real estate show just recently, is Terrell Robinson, Big Tex Investment, and real estate and consulting. Big Tex, Terrell, how are you?
Hey, Jeff, how are you doing today?
I'm just great, and thanks very much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Hey, listen, we were talking off air about some of the products that you are offering and explaining. One of these insurance products about how money is made. Can you just explain to our audience what you were explaining to me, just because I think it's fascinating and also a pretty good investment idea?
Absolutely, Jeff. Absolutely. One of the products that we sell, we educate clients on in regards to the insurance world is it's a product called the Index Universal Life product.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, let's just say, for example, you're getting a late start with your 401k or your pension. So you have 4 different types of life insurance products. Just a quick slam. You have a term life, you have a universal life, you have a whole life, and then you have a IUL, Index Universal Life. This product is actually attached to the S&P 500, so it has no cap, but the most important part that it has a floor. So with the 401k and mutual funds, the stock market is up, your account is up. When the market is down like 2009, your account is down. But if you had your money into an Index Universal Life, your account would have been at 0 or a floor of 0.75. And in some companies, such as I can't name the major company, but 2% fixed index product. So therefore, if the market is bottomed out, you're still making 2% on your money.
That's pretty. How do they guarantee that? Is it just because of the nature of how many people are in it, and because the fund itself has made so much money over time, it can weather a storm? Correct. It's actually, again, yes. It's actually attached to the index. It's attached to the index. Okay. And Warren Buffett always talks about, and as well as Tony Robbins always talks about, the power of
compounding. The rule, if you don't learn anything else, always remember the rule of 72. So if you're going to invest into an account, you look at the account and see what its average. If it's averaged 12%, then you divide it by 72. That's 6 years. That means your money is, if you stick 10 grand in that account, your money is going to double every 6 years.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. And I think for anybody, well, let's say you're a 50-year-old person and you're looking to retire at 65. You're looking to double your money and then double it again. And that's really, if you've got no, retirement money socked away and you're that age, this is what you got to do. How does somebody get involved with it?
Absolutely. Well, here's one of the things. You want to also contact your financial advisor. If you don't have one, I can help the person out, of course, Jeff.
Right.
But here's the big thing. The number one of the companies that I use, which is the number one company to actually use this account, is they offer 7 index accounts that we can divide your money into, and then they offer a fixed account that you can divide your money into. Now, the great thing about this policy is you can put as much money in this policy as you want to, because a 401k or Roth IRA, you can put up to $5,500 a month, and over a certain age, $6,500 a month. Well, again, what happens if someone is getting a late start?
Right.
This account will allow you to put as much money into it as possible, and then when you get ready to retire, then you're going to be able to withdraw tax-free.
Well, tax-free. Okay, explain that part. Tax-free, really?
Absolutely. So at the retirement age, so this policy works 2 ways. The reason for this account is it benefits both parties. Say, for example, yourself. You get a $200,000 policy with a death benefit, and we make that increasing, and then you have the cash value. So as you and I will sit down and select an account that's performed for the last 10, 15, 20 years, and we look at the total overall, what it's done in the market, and that's what we'll divide your money up into. Now, when you get ready to retire, you're going to be able to withdraw this money out tax-free, but unfortunate passing away, your family gets to take advantage of the death benefit. So we can set it up to, if you wanted to withdraw money out for 10 years or 20 years or lump sum, basically, this account allows you to become your own bank. And that's why you see CEOs of companies take out what is called an executive bonus plan or key man policy. Since
right.
they're important to the company. Jeff Barton is important to the company. Now his company can write off the premiums, and Jeff Barton gets to enjoy the cash value benefit at retirement.
That's a great product, great strategy, and also anybody who's out there in small to medium-sized business who hasn't done something for their own retirement, this is a great vehicle for that.
Absolutely. Jeff, this is a phenomenal policy. The wealthy have been using this policy for about a century. This is how they put their money for their estate planning, for their children. This will allow them to put their money into these policies and be able to pass it along, legacy to their kids, to their children, and not have this big tax burden when they pass along their money.
Tex, shout out your phone number or a way to get in touch with you, please.
Area code 702-882-2103. Again, that number is area code 702-882-2103.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit to the credit world. We have recently had not only Experian and Yahoo, but what was the new one that just got hacked?
It was Uber.
Uber, right. So with all this information about us, all of us, and that's millions and millions of people, obviously, in those 3 data breaches, how does one protect oneself? How does one, forearm rather than delay any kind of protection? What do you recommend to your clients?
Right now, what I'm recommending is actually to contact their creditors. And again, it's very important. Just got notice today, a client said they didn't do that, and their identification is being used over in Poland. So there's a couple of companies out there, various companies out there that you can contact. They're very minimal, but make sure that they protect all 3 bureaus, not just one bureau. So your bank normally will protect, let's say if your bank deals with Experian, they're going to protect your Experian. So put your credit cards on hold. I know it's the Christmas holidays. Try to use cash. Right now, these hackers have a lot of, they're loving the season right now. So they're able to get your information information. So put them on hold for right now. Put a freeze on it. Make sure that you're notified if a purchase is, even if it's over the amount of $100 or $20, make sure that you're notified. And that's what I do. If I make a purchase of $3, it'll send an email saying, hey, someone at 7-Eleven made a purchase of $3
Right.
to your account. Put different alerts on it because it's very crucial. Once they take it, it is very difficult to get it back unless you have certain companies that are protecting you can help you get it back, because you got to think of lost wages from your job. You got to think you have to go collect a police report. There's so many things that you have to do. Once that identity is stolen, it's not a 30-day turnaround. For the most part, it's going to be a minimum a year. So
Right.
you might as well pay someone to do it.
So you put holds on all three accounts, or put alerts that if there's a purchase made and three of the accounts, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, have been notified, you would also get an alert on that and you'd be able to verify it?
Absolutely. Again, like I said, Christmas time right now, people are going to be using a credit card.
Yep,
so
a lot.
They're not going to be. So just have your Capital One, have them put an alert on that account. So, hey, if you're at Macy's and you just spent $20 on the shoes and then a $5,000 charge just got charged up in Dallas, Texas, something's wrong. So just let them know, and this is what I did. Hey, it looks like on this Capital One card, I'm going to spend maximum $400. If it goes over this amount, we'll need to put a freeze on my card.
Good idea. Hey, Tex, we got to run. We're up against the clock. Really appreciate you once again coming on, and thanks very much for the information.
Absolutely. Hey, I really appreciate it, Jeff. Thanks a lot.
And thank you very
How are you
much.
guys doing with the fires?
The fire, it's okay. It's not,
Okay.
I mean, it's getting better. It's still very smoky, but, we're working on it. Obviously.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, I really appreciate it, Jeff.
Thank you, too. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising. And according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We talk a lot about mortgages, a lot about financing, a lot about things that have to do with buying and selling properties all over Southern California and in many other states. We are broadcast in San Bernardino and Riverside counties, and this show is also seen on television out in Las Vegas, Nevada, channel 18.8, and it's on Saturday afternoon. So if you are seeing us, if you're hearing us, thank you very much for listening. We really do appreciate it. We bring different kinds of guests to the show. One of the things that affects both real estate and mortgages and prices are the political leaders that get elected to Congress federally in both here in California and obviously in Nevada. We are very fortunate to have on the show a candidate for the 3rd Congressional District in Las Vegas, Nevada, Steve Schiffman. Steve, how are you?
Hi, Jeff. Great. I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm just fine, thank you. And I just want to remind the audience that Steve and I were doing a television show out in Las Vegas 3 days ago. I actually had an unfactual statement to him, and I wanted to apologize to him here on air. Sorry about that, Steve. That was my bad, not yours.
No problem. Politics is always one-sided, no matter which side takes it.
That's very true. Okay, so let's get to some issues that I think cross over in several areas, both here in Nevada and in Southern California, where, you know, the audience is widespread. Tell us a little bit about your feelings on the jobs and the economy. We just had out a jobs report on Friday, which said that 248,000, that was today, 248,000 new jobs, kind of a surprise, were added to the economy. What's your idea then how we might be able to continue to spur or get the economy rolling the way it probably should be, and how would you deal with it, and what are your thoughts?
Well, we need to focus on initiatives that will unleash innovation, reduce poverty, and strengthen the American middle class, which I call the backbone of our economy. So, for example, what would that include? Well, the growth of the technology that we use for business, encouraging investments in what I call the 3 major pillars of a healthy American economy: education, infrastructure, and research and development. In addition, it's important in the economy to increase federal assistance for things like local school systems, advanced ways for mass transit, and to be able to encourage research and development tax credits.
Okay, yeah, touch upon that a little bit. Obviously, in your particular district, you're dealing in a very, I would guess, economically successful area. Obviously, Las Vegas, Nevada is doing a lot better than it used to be doing. Home prices are up, and certainly the jobs are up. What are you talking about in terms of the tax credits in general in your area that might be able to be shared here in California? We certainly can use the help.
Well, on the federal level, it's known as the Research and Development Tax Credit. The problem is, with the tax reform being discussed in Washington, such credits may be reduced or eliminated. These are the funds that companies use for potential investment, but they can get a tax write-off or a tax credit. Now, you know the difference. A tax credit is usually 1-to-1 against what you owe, as opposed to a write-off, which is against income.
Right, exactly right. Well, in terms of which is better?
Saving taxes.
Absolutely right. So doing away with these things doesn't sound like a very Republican idea.
Well, I'm not a Republican.
No, I knew that. I knew that. I'm sorry.
We need to be pro-business. Now, when I say
Right.
pro-business, not in the conservative Republican context, but business is the economy, it's training, it's health, everything. Because when you have jobs, you have people with an income, they buy things, they buy health insurance, they keep themselves happy, they buy in the consumer market, in the real estate market, they invest. So business is just not corporate America. It comes down to the individual.
In your district, as well as here in Southern California, where the show is being broadcast locally, a lot of small businesses, a lot of businesses with 10 employees or fewer, but as you say, making up a great majority of the jobs available. How are you going to help this group of people?
It's important to realize that as the backbone, they're the ma and pa's of the world, if you will.
Yep.
They are the businesses that many high schoolers or college goes part-time to be able to get experience and to generate income. So it's important to help what I call the small and medium-sized enterprises. Big corporate America has their own levels and funding avenues. They don't need the help. The small business does. And what you do, you try to make life easier, make regulations important, but not overburdensome. Have the tax structure fair and equitable. So, for example, if you have a small business, now if you're being charged a tax in your business, but you're paying a personal income tax, you can get around that by having certain tax I think it's Schedule A and things of that sort they can use. However, for the most part, people need to realize that if you tax a small business person, all you're doing is taking away income from them.
Well, no, I agree. The problem is here in California, and I think also in Nevada, is that the local municipalities take a big chunk of what would be considered your paycheck or how much you get paid or the profit you take out of your business. It's not just the federal government. Do you have a plan or a way by which you can help or alleviate some of the issues from the local level on their need for funds at the federal level in order to not burden or overburden the taxation that obviously is borne by small businesses?
Well, most of them are regulatory in nature. Mm-hmm. So it really depends on the type of business. Size between 5 and 10 people are a little different than 25, 100, or 500. Remember, when you say small business, sometimes people think of hundreds of employees as small business compared to thousands and thousands for medium and large-sized corporations. If you're talking about, let's say, a franchise person or a person who has a local dry cleaning outfit or some other company like that, the amount of tax burden in terms of labor intensiveness is important. You want to make things equitable, fair, and balanced.
How are you going to deal with the illegal immigration worker who is both local? We deal with that a lot in Southern California. I don't know if I have the answer, but what is your idea with that?
In terms of enforcement, I believe in the old-fashioned way that the employer should be responsible. You can't blame a person trying to find a job for whatever reason. He needs his money, bread and butter on the table to support himself and his family. I'm concerned about exploitation, of taking advantage of these people. If you're undocumented, you're not going to complain. Mm-hmm. You're going to be very low-key. And also, you may accept wages that are much lower than the prevailing rate. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
No, I agree with you. I don't think there's anywhere that you can go to the city or the state or anybody who has got the power to make sure that that doesn't happen if you have, this illegal status or whatever they're calling it. I don't think that there is a way that you can actually complain. So what do you do? How do you protect these people?
I think you protect them if you're going to use them, even though it may be, quote, illegally, to pay them a decent wage. If they're going to, for example, paint your house, mow your lawn, don't take advantage of them. Don't threaten them. They're just like you. Remember, brotherhood begins at home.
No, I agree with you. And morally, I couldn't agree with you more. I just know that in large urban areas like Las Vegas, you have a great many people who are undocumented, who are there with documented people, either from someplace other than, obviously, South America, Central America. You have Asian population, and they have extended family members living with legal residents. These are the type of people that do get taken advantage of. I don't know what the actual answer is. I don't know if the employer can actually take it upon themselves, but I do appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us. And when is the election, the primary?
The primary election is in June of 2018. Then you have the full general election. And I'm in District 3, which, contrary to many districts, this is not a gerrymandered district. Approximately 39% are registered Democrats, equivalent number are Republicans, and about 22% either independents or third-party conservative parties. And so basically, this is not a done deal for anybody. It's a very, very rough type of district to win. You have to cross over to get all types of voters.
Listen, Steve, thank you very much for coming on the show. I do appreciate it. I want to have you back. I want to follow your campaign and support you as much as I can.
Thank you, Jeff, and stay safe with the fire. I hope things improve.
Thank you very much. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word of mouth advertising. And according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We talk mortgages. We talk purchase, refinance, reasons that you need answers to, obviously reasons to want to be able to get a loan, to buy a house, to refinance a house, to take money out. Hey, it is the season. Maybe you need some extra money to do all those wonderful things you just haven't been able to do over the past few years because the economy's been so tight. Economy is doing much better and jobs are way up. I wanted to get right to our first and actually our last guest on the show today is Charles Giscombe from Malibu Funding, loan officer extraordinaire, and currently the qualified employee out in the state of Nevada. Charles, how are you?
Outstanding. How you doing today, Jeff?
I'm just fine, very, very well. And listen, you are calling us walking down the the corridors of power in Chicago, Illinois. Is that right?
I am. I just came from Chicago, being in the ice skating rink. It's a wonderful time of year. As I look around, I see a whole bunch of loans, mortgages, and real estate that needs to happen, Jeff. So that's what I see every day.
Okay, very good. Hey, listen, you know, Charles was on the show, the real estate show in Las Vegas that we shot a couple days ago, and really appreciate you doing that for us. A couple of the topics on the show, obviously, were what's going on with the economy, what's happening in the mortgage-related products that are out there. I wanted to ask you, what do you think is going to happen over the next 30 to 60 days with rates? And do you think the innovative products that you've seen on the market are going to keep up with the demand that's going to be up there? Especially if rates go up, people are going to want to be able to get into a mortgage, but is there going to be a solution for them through new products?
Absolutely, Jeff. I'm noticing that the non-QM programs, which are non-qualified mortgages, that bypass the TRID and the RESPA, are actually keeping up with the actual traditional mortgage projects.
And those
are now coming. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was going to say they're a lot like those what they used to call subprime, right? I mean, they're different, but they're really servicing the same client.
Absolutely. If you're servicing the clients that may not be so document heavy or paper trail friendly, but they're individuals that make money, Jeff, and they actually are making great deposits, but their tax returns may not be that bad.
I see. Very good. Also, when you're talking to clients about these type of products, what is it that attracts that type of borrower or that type of client to these products?
Well, what happens is that a lot of individuals, Jeff, are very business savvy, and so their tax returns and things of that nature may show major write-offs, but it doesn't mean that they're not making money, and it doesn't mean they don't have great credit. So what happens a lot of the times is the individuals will want to get into this product so that they don't have to go through showing their tax returns or changing their tax returns or, showing more of the income because it's going to cost them money at the end of the day. They still want to buy. They still want to, they still can qualify, but they don't want to get in hard money loans. So what they do is they get into these programs because they're not hard money. They're like hybrids. They're in between traditional rates and hard money rates. And sometimes, and now the qualifying mortgages can actually come as low as 3.99% now. There's some companies that are really, really competitive with conventional FHA and traditional loan interest rates.
Now, that's a pretty good rate for that type of product. Obviously, you're looking at are these long 30-year loans or are these shorter-term loans?
They have all types of loans. It depends on the borrower. You can do a 5-1 ARM, a 7-1 ARM, or you can do a 30-year fix. It just depends on what the borrower needs at that time. And it's actually taken the place of a lot of people who are very business savvy and purchase stuff. They were using hard money loans at the time. But now you can get the loan like this, and you don't have to refinance right away. You can stay in this product.
Hey, have you looked at the new tax law that they're trying to pass? It's in conciliation right now between the House and the Senate. There are certain aspects of that which are going to eliminate a lot of individual tax write-offs. Have you looked at that in terms of how it's going to affect how people get a mortgage or what kind of mortgage they're going to get?
Yeah, it's really interesting in figuring out what you're going to be able to write off, what you can and cannot write off with this new tax plan, Jeff. It's very interesting to see because we're not sure. Obviously, we're looking at the tax cuts, and they're more business savvy and helping individuals with business. So from that realm, it may be helpful. But in regards to an individual who just purchasing a home, Jeff, I'm not quite sure what that's going to mean for them. I'm looking at to see how this is going to go.
Okay, very good. Strange loans, difficult loans, business loans. Do you do things like a land purchase and let's say a business needs equity, not equity, but a loan in order to expand? Do you do these type of loans as well?
Yes, we can do those type of loans. Because of these type of loans, they're more created for business individuals. So now you can get a house, an investment property, and purchase it in your business name. You can do that in your business name. If you need to get home equity lines of credit, things of that nature, they can now do that with business. I'm sorry, I'm walking by the street drummers in Chicago, so if you hear that extra music, that's what's playing. Chicago is booming right now. And like I was saying, Jeff, those business loans are definitely there for individuals. They're more catered for the business because now you don't have to worry about the occupational situations and laws that affect them because, if individuals getting foreclosed on. Now with business, this is easier for the banks to take control of the property if there's an issue. So it's beneficial for the banks to get these properties, and it's beneficial for the business owners who are trying to purchase this way because now they can get what they want and not have to, like I said, once again, abide by the trade and rest laws.
Okay, we're dealing with big fires out here in California, and certainly in Chicago, Nevada, a lot of the other states that we do business in, East Coast, West Coast, North and South. Weather-related incidents, weather-related problems occur a lot. What happens if you're in the middle of a deal? If you're ready to close and a huge snowstorm hits Chicago or there's an earthquake in Southern California or fires, what happens to your loan and how do we try to help these people through a time which is obviously it's going to be difficult for the loan to close on time?
Well, we've had that situation. We were dealing with some individuals, Jeff, that we were in business with at Malibu Funding. And what happened is that's when the hurricanes had hit.
Yep.
And these individuals had loans in process. And what we had to do, and fortunate enough for Malibu's relationships with the different investors that we deal with, they were able to give us a heads up on what was going to be considered a disaster situation, when they were going to suspend certain loans so they can find out what happened, what kind of damage occurred.
Right.
And then with these relationships and communication, we're able to keep people in deals that can still do deals and not just have them afraid of their transaction because some of these people were doing refinances or purchases on a home and didn't have anywhere to live. And because of that, we were able to suspend those, make sure that the borrower and clients were okay, get extended time for them on these purchases because of these disasters, and then being able to start the loans back up, take them out of suspense, keep them working. And we're actually about to close a couple of those loans now, Jeff, because we're back in play. So we can stick with the clients and with the investors that we deal with. They're very understanding of these situations and try to do the best they can to accommodate these borrowers.
Okay, excellent. Can you shout out your phone number, or wait, somebody might be able to get in touch with you, especially if they're looking to do a loan out in Nevada?
Would love to, Jeff. My number in Nevada is 702-328-5191. That's 702-328-5191. Malibu Funding in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you so much.
Okay, listen, one last question before you go. Difference between large cities and small cities, Chicago and Las Vegas. Obviously, both are large cities if you're coming from a small town. But in terms of dealing with customers, the different problems that you might have, are they the same? Are they a little bit different?
Well, you're gonna have the same kind of issues. I mean, obviously, you're going to be just dealing with different price points, and obviously, there's individuals because of the competition and the supply and demand. You'll deal with it from that standpoint. But they're really the same, Jeff. You know, at Malibu Funding, that's the one beautiful thing about it with working with you, Jeff. We treat everybody the same. We give everybody the opportunity, and we want to help each individual, whether it's an easy loan or a hard loan, big city, small city, Jeff. Now, you know, that's the environment I love about Malibu Funding. We treat everybody with the same respect.
Well, that's really good. Hey, Chuck, I really appreciate you coming on and talking to us. Let's see. Big season coming up. You're going to spend time with your family, and I really appreciate you coming on the show. Obviously, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all those things. I'll try to talk to you before the New Year and before Christmas.
Jeff, I thank you so much. I do apologize for the noise, but thank you again.
No, it's fine. And you know what? I really appreciate you taking away a little bit of time from your family, and we'll see you real soon. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, very well. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry, and we'll see you next time.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification in an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is our telephone number. If you pick up the phone and give us a call, we talk solutions here. We try to bring up scenarios or talk to people who have different experiences on the show, and then we're going to pass that on to you in terms of a solution. Like if you have an issue with your credit, maybe we've got somebody that can help you with that in terms of both securing your identity and also improving your credit scores. Maybe you have some difficult loan that you're looking to do because you just have an unusual circumstance with your income. Yeah, we've got some people that can give you solutions for that too. On the show, each and every week, we try to bring those solutions to you in a very clear and well understood way. If not, well, then that's my bad, because sometimes I get a little confused as to what we are trying to talk to you about and how we present that information. But in general, as a rule, that's what we try to do, and I appreciate you all listening to the show. Quickly, a little bit of news to use in the program. We had some single-family home situations that occur all over the United States in terms of flips. And what is a flip? A flip would be that if you bought a house and then fixed it up a little bit and then sold it, you'd make some money. Now, there are all kinds of programs that you'll see on television. There are all kinds of programs in your local market. There are all ways that people do this. But I will tell you that the margin for success, i.e., how much do you make on each home, the margins are really down. I have a great many people in Las Vegas. Omar Merced, who's been on the show, Fernando Flores, who hasn't been on the show but is a manager for a company called F&F Real Estate Investment, as well as Kareen Corden, who finances a lot of these deals. They're telling me, as well as the people here in Southern California who are doing it, that the margins are really down. Like if you're used to making $50,000 to $60,000 or more on a flip, I would say that is more down to $10,000 to $15,000 on a flip. Now, why do I say that? Well, the market has really been picked over, and if you're out there and listening to me and in this kind of business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I've got a developer here in Southern California. He's looking at going into neighborhoods and offering people in rental buildings an ability to be able to go out and get a loan and buy a home. At the same time, he's looking at buying that apartment building from the owner when those people move out, and then converting that or tearing it down and building other units on the property. Just because the flip market is really down, people in that market are looking for clever ways by which they can obviously make a living. So if you're out there and you're thinking flipping, right now might not be the best time to get into that particular market. Why? Because there just isn't the return that you think there should be. If you're going to put that kind of risk, let's say you're buying a house for $300,000, which means that you've got to put 10, 15, 20% unless you go hard money. If you're going hard money, you're going to be paying 6, 7, 8% in interest rate over the carry of the loan, and then you try to obviously roll it into a 30-year fix before you sell the property. But if you're in a $300,000 loan, you got 10% in it, and you're looking to sell that property for in a market, let's say you're buying it at 10% below market, that means you're only going to be selling this property once you fix it up for $350,000. Well, after commissions, after paying back the loan, after carry, hey, how much do you think you're going to have in a loan like that? How much? Not in a loan like that, but in a property flip like that. Probably only $10,000 or $15,000. So buying right in that market is great, but there are so many people out there for the past 6 or 7 years who've been doing this, who've been looking for areas and properties. And so if you're trying to think about that, or if you're thinking about that, really think about it more closely, because I don't think it's a great time to get into that. There is an article here that I'm reading it all from, and it talks about areas that we saw house flipping in the past, like Pittsburgh or Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Cleveland. All of these areas have really been oversold, meaning that there isn't the type of opportunities that you might think out there. Here in Southern California, you might think of a neighborhood that you're looking at or have been looking at. If you've got a pen and paper, take down a couple of things. You have to look at the area and what is the greatest number that you can get with the best house in the area. So you have to go to the MLS or go to Zillow. Don't look at the Zillow Price Finder as much, because it's usually it's usually inflated by 10 to 15%. So if you take that into consideration, you want to look at things like, the best house in the market of the area that you want to do it in, what's that price? And then what obviously is the lowest price of a house sold in that area? And then you can figure the fix-up cost, the actual location. I mean, in certain places in Southern California, you're looking at block to block. It may not be that way in the area that you're thinking about doing these flips, but you could have market considerations change drastically from one block to the next or from one street to the next if you're in a rural area. So make sure you do your homework when you're doing that particular aspect of it. Okay, let's get to a couple other things here. We're talking about, let's see, the tax bill's mortgage interest deduction cut won't affect home prices. This comes out from Robert Schuller. He does that Schuller index every month, which talks a lot about home values and home prices. It comes out monthly. Very smart guy, Yale economics professor. His name is Robert Schiller, and he, as I said, and everyone's probably familiar with this who's in the business, his index that comes out every month. He's talking about the why the tax bill will not affect home prices, and why that is a supply and demand issue. Obviously, if you are able or unable to write off, what they're talking about is obviously, and we talked about it on the show before, is if you have the ability to write off your home mortgage interest and deduct that from your taxes. What we have gone from is $1 million. If you have $1 million mortgage and your home interest on that $1 million mortgage for the first 15 years is pretty high, right? Depending on your rate, right? But if that gets cut down to $500,000, that means most people in Southern California, even San Bernardino, Riverside, where you might not think that you all that live there, no, you've got some pretty expensive homes when it comes to this type of thing. So if you are looking at a $500,000 home, anything above $500,000 you cannot write off where you used to be able to, that is somewhat of a hit. So if you're a first-time home buyer, or you want to sell a house and buy another house, and keeping that in mind, this gentleman, Mr. Schiller, says that no, that shouldn't be an issue. And again, it's still supply, it's still demand, it's still in the area of, hey, look, if I can afford a house, I can afford a house if I don't have tax write-offs. There is obviously the what do they call it? The tax credit that is available currently at $12,500 per family. They're doubling it to $24,000. So that takes a bit of the sting out of it. It's an automatic reduction. And this is why they say that the write-offs in general on your tax returns for 60, 70, 80% of the people who are filling out Schedule A and through Schedule E in terms of their deductions probably won't do it anymore, because the actual tax deduction that's now being given at $24,000 versus $12,000 in these are the proposals obviously from the Senate and from the House in terms of reconciliation, which they haven't done yet, but we're going to come pretty close to that. It probably shouldn't matter as much in terms of your tax write-off. So let's be aware of what's happening in the new year. We're probably going to get tax overhaul, not this year, but early next year. So it means that obviously your taxes from 2017 are going to be paid good old-fashioned way. Bust out your pencil, get your stuff ready, because you're going to have to do your own tax write-offs in terms of not only your personal income, but also your business income. And mortgage deduction will still probably be the same as it has been. And an interesting thing, Daryl, do you know when actually the mortgage tax deduction came into being? I want to say it's not even that long. Maybe the 70s?
Yeah, maybe 25, 30.
30 years ago?
30 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's not something, and it was used as a way by which to spur the purchase of homes.
What most people did was figure out what their mortgage write-off was going to be and use that to schedule how many personal deductions they took on their payroll.
Well, that's a good way to look at it, and especially in the days where there wasn't much checking in terms of this write-off stuff either.
Right.
I mean, if you're a business person, you can write off, but if you're personal, I mean, what are you writing off? I mean, in general,
not much aside from that. I mean, healthcare would have to be the cost would have to be astronomical to get in the zone where you could actually write it off.
Yeah, I think that's true. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you, and again, tough sledding up there. And wrong choice of word, sledding, but you know what? In Ventura County,
we could sled in the ash.
Exactly. I've seen nuclear winter. I know what sledding is. No, again. I wish you the best. Obviously, the air quality is not great.
I think we're past the worst of it.
Yeah, I hope so very much. Anyway, thanks very much, Daryl, for coming on a little bit.
Pleasure.
Okay, very good. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry, and we'll see you next time.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word of mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.